Welcome back to the Monday edition of TTS Daily with yours truly, Yi Yi. Yes, I'll be back to our usual recording studio very soon, but first of all, two stories for you today. Number one, post SG60, we come to find out how did people spend SG60, Singapore National Day. And the two mini stories in the first stories might surprise you. And our last story of the day is actually a would-be shoplifter turned into a hostage situation. Very shocking in Penang. And by the way, you do know that I have really good impressions of Penang, right? Because they do have really, really nice, understanding, and I would say polite hawkers. Happy SG60, or should I say post SG60. Now we deep dive and see how did people spend SG60. First up, on August 9, 2025, between 7 p.m. to 10 p.m, a series of loan shark harassment occurred island-wide, with paint splashed on residential gates and doors and loan shark related graffiti on staircase landings. Maybe they have really polite messages like, "Dear sir, could you please return my money?" Something like that, perhaps. So, a 20-year-old man was arrested on August 9, 2025, within 8 hours of the report. Identified, via police camera images, basically surveillance island-wide. This is something that Singapore is good at. And next up, in another part of Singapore, Toa Payoh now, a 49-year-old man has allegedly used pen sharp object, those that you use to for unboxing, pen sharp object, to cause hurt to a 59-year-old man who was taken conscious to Tan Tock Seng Hospital. The Toa Payoh suspect has been arrested with the pen sharp object seized and is scheduled to be charged in court. So there you have it. We have some context on how people were spending their SG60, and I hope you had a great SG60. Shocking scenes when a shoplifting thief turned into a hostage taker. This happened in Penang, Malaysia on August 9, 2025, which happens to be Singapore's National Day, but this happened in Penang, Malaysia. Anyway, on August 9, 2025, approximately 12:45 p.m, a suspected thief attempted to steal seafood from a supermarket in Butterworth, Penang, Malaysia. However, supermarket supervisor saw him and stopped him, basically holding him, like trying to hold on to him not to let the suspect leave. And the suspect was allegedly a Vietnamese man, tried to flee, and he managed to break free. And after breaking free, he grabbed an 11-month baby and held a sharp object to the baby to evade recapture. My blood boils reading this, okay? You were just a thief on a shoplifting trip and you turn into a hostage taker, okay? There was no need for you to escalate this, and what a scumbag move to use a baby or a child to evade recapture. What an absolute scumbag move. Just shows... Anyway, thankfully, a scuffle ensued and reportedly the mother refused to let go of the baby, obviously, right? With supermarket staff and passerbys all coming in, really literal heroes, overpowering and detaining the suspect, okay? I hope the baby is safe and sound. There's no further context here if the baby was injured or not, but I hope the baby is safe and sound, okay? Malaysian police arrested the suspect at the scene and urged the public not to speculate to avoid disrupting public order or investigations. Okay, now the case is still under investigations. But seriously, man, what a total scumbag move. You know what? Did I say two stories? Okay, you know what? Okay, look, we did not reach the quota of our minimum YouTube long form. Okay, by the way, please give us a follow on YouTube. Okay, we are doing this out of pocket, out of love and passion, and there is no way for us to really monetize our content right now, and we are really spending a good part of our time daily, trying to push forward and grow this channel project, to something that hopefully can, so we're trying to get monetized on YouTube, and it will really do us great if you could really follow us on YT YouTube and watch our long form, give us comments and feedback there. It would really do us great. Your support on YT is currently the best way to support us, because sadly, there is no way for us as a, reporting on stories and news to any way to monetize, sadly, in Singapore on our favorite TT app. Yeah, so we really appreciate any follows, feedback on our YT YouTube long form videos daily, Monday to Saturday, unless it's a public holiday or I happen to be lazy. Anyway, on to story 3 and 4. Surprise story 3 and 4, which I need to sort out now. I'm going to sort out right now which ones I'm picking from. I have 4 to 5 hot listed right here. Alright, story 3. By the way, these stories involve Singapore registered vehicles in Malaysia, in Johor specifically. I love talking about stories where it involves Singapore and Malaysia together, because Singapore and Malaysia are like great friends, like best friends, buddies, and I think we'll get even more and more stories. Imagine the amount of stories I could cover when the RTS opened, right? Anyway, now, 2 Singapore-registered multi-purpose vehicle MPVs were reported involved in illegal ride-hailing services outside Legoland in Johor Bahru. Supposedly, this happened on 9 August 2025 again. What a coincidence! All 3 stories so far today all happened on Singapore SG60. Wow, okay. My first question right here is, why are Singapore-registered vehicles involved in these illegal ride-hailing services? Because Singapore-registered vehicles can't really enjoy the cheapest petrol available in Malaysia, right? Can't really enjoy the most cost-saving petrol fuel in Malaysia. Does it still make it worthwhile for them to do these illegal ride-hailing services actually? Anyone done the maths? Anyway, Johor's Road Transport Department surrounded and detained the MPVs. So, the Johor Road Transport Department, the JPJ, conducted investigations on site targeting vehicles suspected of soliciting and ferrying passengers illegally. Yep, and the drivers of said vehicles have been detained. This was prompted after public complaints about illegal ride-hailing services. I don't know, I need some context. Why would the public complain about illegal ride-hailing services? Why? I mean, the only one that will complain about that would be those of legal ride-hailing services. Oh, this seems to be a really topic of contention, since these services have drawn attention from drivers and the public from both Malaysia and Singapore side. I see. I'm just gonna come back real quick. Yep, I was correct. The main point about these illegal ride-hailing services, right, is it impacts legal ride-hailing services. So my guess was correct. Yeah, that most people who complain about this would be people from the legal side of the ride-hailing services, which is totally fair. I was just thinking, was there some kind of other reason that I didn't have clear context of? But nope, I was right. So that's it. See you in story 4. Alright, the last story of the day, it's a love story. I love reporting on love stories so that I can share my experience. I mean, I can give some totally unbiased third-party comments. So, this woman in Malaysia shared her experience on threads about her ex-boyfriend, who is a widower, who showed indifference despite her efforts. Allegedly, she spent ringgit 1,800 on his birthday celebration. That's a lot of money. Motivated by his claim that no one had celebrated in years. Wow, that's already a bit of a baiting, saying, oh my god, people, maybe she asked him, hey baby, your birthday is coming, and he's going say, yeah, no need to celebrate I haven't celebrated in 5 years. I haven't celebrated since so and so, I mean, that is kind of a bit baiting. And then, on her birthday itself, he failed to acknowledge it, not even offering a simple wish, despite her waiting 3 weeks for a potential surprise. Ooh, wow. Okay, so I get the story now, okay? The lady spent a ton of money, okay? 1,800 ringgit for her boyfriend's birthday. And then when it was turn for the lady's birthday, the boyfriend totally forgot about her birthday, not even a wish. And then she even tried to bait for clues, wait for hints for 3 weeks before her birthday for maybe it's a potential surprise. So maybe she was probably thinking wow, is he really so blurred that he doesn't know that my birthday is coming? How come there seems to be no evidence of him even realizing that my birthday is in 3 weeks, and for the whole 3 weeks there was nothing. So she really thought like maybe it's really a big birthday surprise. Cause I mean, she'll be probably thinking, come on, I spent 1,800 ringgit for his birthday. I'm definitely getting something on my birthday, right? Nope. I mean, look, to be fair, you should not expect something in return just because you spend so much on his birthday, lah. To be fair, but I mean, it hurts, like it stings a lot, lah. Okay, and apparently she also often paid for meals at expensive restaurants. Well, the boyfriend often chose budget-friendly places like mama stalls, and even controlled what she orders there. Oh my god. I mean, look. After reading this line, I realized that she's kind of... okay. After reading this line, I can say your boyfriend is really stingy, but you are also a bit... I mean, you're really particular that you even remember throughout this whole year-long relationship, she gave him multiple gifts, but she only received 1 packet of Thai tea from him as a gift. I mean, it's kind of bad, lah. I mean, if you give little gifts to your other half, you should expect some kind of gift back, not just 1 packet of Thai tea. But then, okay lah, honestly lah, the guy is kind of like a red flag lah. I mean, he's stingy and he forget your birthday. I mean, on her birthday, he just, he failed to acknowledge it and just said that, it's just simple oversight, He just forgot about it, I mean, it's just a birthday, why you care so much? Even though you spend 1,800 ringgit on my birthday. But like I said, I told you that I haven't celebrated for years. You insist on spending it with me. So, look, this is what happens when two persons are totally unsuitable with each other. Because when you're already so unhappy over this kind of things, not small things, but then, I mean, wow, this is such a tough one, okay? You are both not suitable for each other. Your boyfriend is super stingy and you're super generous. I think there's just like a clash of character, One is so generous, one is so stingy. You're better off separated. Okay, next.